Hi, brothers and sisters. It's Lisa. I had a very vivid dream in the third week of July, and I don't believe I have shared that in this series of dreams, but I wanted to bring it back to the forefront. It was just a couple of months ago, whereas I saw something that almost looked exactly like this. And what was strange was Deborah, Sister Deborah, we have Bible studies together all the time, and sometimes our dreams or visions, end up going together. But the very same day I had had a dream, she had had a vision. They were different, but we believe that they were related. So I'll just go ahead. This one's going to be short because I just want to explain these two because I have to go. The dream I had started out, my son was actually in the dream. Now, my son is retired Army. He was not in the Navy. He's retired Army. He was in 9 total explosions. He's doing good, but he's retired, medically retired from the military. So in the dream, it started out with my son and I, who's almost 30 now. He was taking me to show me this boat, this what I thought was a Navy vessel at the time. And we got on the back of the boat. You see where the people are standing in the rear? It was docked with the rear facing the dock. So we just stepped from the dock right onto the back of that flat surface you see. This boat is the closest that I could find to the description of what I saw. The deck went completely around the boat, and there were interior center quarters for sleeping. So my son Raymond begins to tell me as we're, stepping onto the back of this boat from the dock, we're entering a door that's right on the back where those people are. And that was the sleeping quarters, and we entered it, and we stood on the inside there. This looked much like what I saw. And my son told me that he was going to be leaving, and he was going to be deployed on this vessel. And immediately in the dream, I was very worried because I did not want him. I mean, after 3 deployments in Afghanistan, no one wants their child to return to any kind of war zone. So in the dream I went, no, you can't go. And then I said, wait a minute, you're not in the military anymore. And I walked out the back door because I wanted to stand back on the dock. In the dream I wanted to go back and stand on the dock and look to see what kind of military seal was on the back of this boat, in the dream I was looking for a Navy seal. So back inside, I didn't remember seeing a seal, but I remember thinking, of course it was Navy. So I went back in, and I noticed it wasn't a very big ship. There was, on the right-hand side, there was sleeping quarters. It looked like shelves on the wall. There was 3 shelves from the floor to the ceiling, and they were divided in half, and there were mattresses, 3 on both sides, which made 6 bunks. So I remember thinking, this isn't very big. It doesn't allow for very many people to sleep. And then I looked over to the front. That would be this area. There weren't windows there. It was enclosed. And there was an area like for the captain, but it was a desk and, radios, stuff like that. So it was a small ship, and I just remember thinking I did not want my son to leave. And but I said, wait a minute, you can't go. You're not in the military anymore. But this is what was being said, that they were being deployed. And that was the 3rd week in July. Well, after I woke up, and I didn't mention it at first, but I had mentioned it to Deborah a little later, and she just said, that's strange. There was a small tugboat that was part of my vision, but she said I had a really strange vision, and I was in the bottom of the ocean. Deborah said I was in the bottom of the ocean, and it looked like a well at the bottom of the ocean, like the opening of a well, how you look down and it's really dark. She said, well, what's strange is I was at the bottom of the ocean looking down this well, what looked like just darkness through this hole, and a baby came out from it and started floating up to the top. She said I wasn't afraid. The baby looked really calm, like it was sleeping, and it was just going to the top of the water. And she kind of moved up with it. And when she started getting close to the surface, she saw the bottom of a small vessel, and she could see kind of the side through the blurred vision that it looked like it was a tugboat. And so when I drew, I said, well, let me draw a picture of what I saw. I told her, about the beds and how many it held, and she goes, it could have. It seemed like underwater it was a little smaller, but that's exactly what I saw. It had the middle part coming up, this area here, where where there are sleeping quarters. So I don't know. I really felt that I needed to share it. It just came right back up for me today. And with everything that's going on, I mean, this was just a dream I had. It was about 8 weeks ago, 7 or 8 weeks ago. So it may have been like 7 weeks ago. Yeah. So I didn't write the date down, and sometimes I forget to do that. But I know, looking at the others, it was toward the end of July. So let me know what you think, and I will talk with you guys later. I have to go for now, but I love you all, and God bless you in Jesus' name. Bye-bye.